there. Take a look at the starting grid. Row number 1, our pole sitter, Andrew Lee, with Ashton Yates right between the two Orange Cat Racing teammates, and Jason Uribe right there in third.
JD Beach, Bryce Cornbaugh, and Jason Waters having a good weekend.
Go back to row 3. You've got Taylor Knapp, Rocco Landers, and Isaiah Davis.
Dion Campbell, Christopher Durbin, and Joseph Giannato.
Row 5, Alex Arango in 13th, then Emmanuel Nicholas Aguilar and Gabriel De Silva. Easy for me to say.
Trevor Watson had some issues yesterday before that race. Glad to see him back on the grid today.
You see Corey Ventura there on row 7. That's the rider we were talking about, missing out on some track time, not getting into the race yesterday. Going to keep an eye on him with Phillip Hart and Jordan Eubanks.
Starting on the 8th row, Jeremy Simmons.
Row 9, Andrew Bolton, Nathan Seedhaller, and Chris Elliott. These are some of the riders that they're going to have to keep their heads down, stay smart, try not to make any mistakes, as it will be a long race.
And they're going to have their own battle as well, so they're going to be battling and have to watch for those leaders and watch those blue flags.
One more row, row 11, got Mike Bishop and Gage Mullman. Lights will come on, and once they go off, it will be time for racing here at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, and it is go time. Race number 2 for Stock 1000.
Jason Uribe again going to try to lead into turn 1, and I can't tell who got a really good start there. Not sure if maybe they didn't jump there a little bit.
Race control will certainly take a look at it. It's like a big move there from the number 625, Christopher Durbin, who's down on row number 4.
Looks like all the front runners, good start. Jason Uribe, the 2 Hondas there, as well as they come out of turn 5. So we'll see. They had a hot pace early on. You see Jason Uribe going to try to get his head down pretty early, see what he can do. Yesterday had the outright track record and thinks he can go quicker today.
Able to get around Durbin. Andrew Lee there, the pole sitter, sitting back in third, is keeping it pretty clean here on the opening lap of the 12-lap race. But now that Andrew Lee has passed Durbin, you see the number 95 there, JD Beach. See if he can get through. You mentioned how difficult it is to pass here, Roger. So far, things staying pretty clean at the front.
Yeah, and JD made a lot of ground up on the brakes there. You can see both him and Ashton a little bit earlier on in this race, a little bit more aggressive as they was yesterday's. Ashton's able now to make the move into the last corner.
JD Beach saying earlier this weekend the program came together pretty late. They're still waiting on some parts and pieces that they're looking for, and slowly as we get into the meat of the season, they'll have the bike that they're looking for, the bike that they want underneath them. It is a new program, and then you look up front, the performance out of Jason Uribe and Andrew Lee. They were able to do off-season testing. They were able to get more comfortable before the season started, so they're in a little bit of a different point developmentally than the competitors.
Yeah, and JD coming from the BMW last year to the Honda this year, just a little bit of adjustment on the riding style that he's got to get used to.
Both on Hondas. Ashton Yates there on the number 27, right on the back wheel of JD Beach. Can he make the move? He wanted to get a better start. He felt like he certainly had the pace, but he was just too far back to be able to do anything with it. He's a little bit closer here, but Ashton is just so calm and cool as he looks to the outside. Ashton Yates now able to make the pass on JD Beach. So JD gets to sit behind Ashton. Here's another look at that pass, Roger.
Just pulled out perfectly there in the kink. Got himself right where you want to be on the inside. When you're on the inside like that going into turn 10, you own that corner, but he was able to make the pass.
Back to the battle for third between the 2 Hondas. The bikes look very similar, both red and blue. These 2 riders certainly want to be ahead of the other one. They want to carry that Honda flag.
Exactly. They want to be the first one on the Honda, and I think for JD, this is a good weekend going back to stock 1000, able to so far be able to get some good points, and he's going to be working hard as this race winds down to close up on Ashton.
This is the battle for 5th right now that we were talking about. The number 92, that's Jason Waters, and the number 17, Bryce Cornbaugh. We heard from him out on the grid following that incident yesterday, that scary accident for him. He's still a little unsure of what happened, but it's great to Uribe. Here's a replay of just a moment ago.
trying to get the power down. You can see that rear wheel using all the track. Ran out of curbing there and threw some rocks back at Andrew. You could see he's seeing the rocks coming and turning his head a little bit.
Coming through, get the white flag, the final lap here at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, for our race leaders. Jason Uribe now with a sizable margin over Andrew Lee, nearly a second.
Yeah, if Jason just keeps this clean, it's going to be hard for Andrew to be able to chase him down by a second. Even now, looking at the screen, it's even more than a second. But the thing is, Jason doesn't know that. He's still out there pushing, thinking Andrew Lee is right there behind him.
Another thing that hasn't developed as early as what we were expecting is the lap traffic. This being the final lap of the race. Still not having to deal with any of the other motorcycles that are out there. Clean sailing right in front of Jason Uribe. And there is the first bike that he will potentially encounter here on this final lap. For Jason Uribe, he was able to get to the front early on, put his head down, go through his motions, and you said it early, hasn't made a single mistake.
Just his race pace, the consistency for Jason's been awesome today.
Jason Uribe to the stripe, taking home the checkered flag, his first race victory of the 2025 Stock 1000 championship season. His teammate Andrew Lee able to finish in second. Ashton Yates with no pressure from behind, rounding out our top three in our podium. JD Beach able to get a solid finish there in fourth. Great result in the top five for Bryce Cornbow after that incident yesterday. Able to put the helmet back on and go out there and do the job that he needed to do. Big congratulations from all the corner workers. Great camaraderie in the MotoAmerica family out here. Saw the two teammates also shake hands and congratulate one another after taking that checkered flag. A great race win for Jason Uribe. We'll see them out on the Superbike grid later on this afternoon as well. So an abundance of track time for some of these riders. We saw the top three getting ready over the podium area. Things are now set. Let's send it over to Joe.
Jason Uribe, congratulations, our race 2 winner. It was a similar strategy to yesterday, but how good did it feel to cross that finish line without a battle at the end?
Honestly, I just can't thank my whole team, my whole crew enough. My family's out here. I got this beautiful BMW provided by Alpha Racing.
Who's had a fantastic race weekend, number 2 today, but it must be a very happy moment for you. You're very satisfied with that result. How did you find the race?
Yeah, you know, I'm satisfied. I just didn't have a lot of trust in the front end this race, so Jason really put the pressure on me. I was trying to equal it.
Third yesterday, third today. Are you happy with that result?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I'd like to be up there in the front. I know I can be there, but
yeah, and just able to adapt, like he said there, and you know, things aren't always going to be right as a rider, and snaps you to get out there and make some changes yourself.